Hello, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the Kafka series. So, in the last tutorial, I have explained the basics architecture of the Kafka. So, in this tutorial, I will explain the Kafka architecture in the advance, like how Kafka is handle high volumes, right, and how it is highly scalable and how highly available and fault tolerant. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so now let's say so there are some questions which arises after the basics architecture, right? So how Kafka works in the distributed uh, architecture, right? So let's go with some questions, right? So how Kafka handles large volumes of data, or how it is highly scalable. Now, second question is that how Kafka is highly available and fault tolerant. So let's say if any broker fails, right? Or then how it will handle the request, and then how the read and write from the Kafka topic is faster. And then what if we use a single broker in the Kafka, right? So the scalability problems and the performance issue. So let's say there is a single brokers, then just reading and writing from the same broker will become a scalable issue and performance issue. And next question is like, what if the topic is consumed by the multiple consumers in parallel? So let's say there is only single topic, but multiple consumers are consuming the data from the that single topic. Then the latency would be high. And then the another question is, what if the Kafka broker itself failed? How Kafka handles such scenarios? So let's go into the depth about how Kafka handles all these things. Okay. So there is a Kafka partitions, the topic partitions. Okay, so Kafka topic partitions means, so let's say we have a Kafka topic. Okay, so the data for this Kafka topic is stored in the zookeeper side, right? In the Kafka ecosystem. So let's say if there is a single storage for that particular topic, right? Then the writing and reading from the same storage, so the this become performance issue. And then let's say if the large volume of data is there, then how we will scale this storage, right? So the how the Kafka works in the distributed system is that, so it distribute, or it partition that Kafka topic into multiple partitions. So let's say in that Kafka topic, it partition, let's say for example, four partitions would be there. Okay, so now let's say there is a four partitions. And now let's send the Kafka message which we are publishing into this Kafka topic. So let's say message has the IDs like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So these are the messages which we are publishing into that Kafka topic. Okay. So how Kafka architecture is that? So it has some partition strategy. Okay. So for example, let's say hash function. Okay, so based on that partition strategy, it distribute that that messages into a different partitions. Okay, so let's say here, let's say the message one comes. So if we are using the hash function, then let's say it first put that message into partition one, second into the P2, third into P3, and 4 into P4, right? Then again the ID message ID 5 will put into the P1. Okay, so just like it stored the Kafka topics messages into different partitions. Okay, so now so it's in a single broker right now, let's say. Again, the issue is that if we are reading and writing into a single broker, right? So it became the performance issue again, because a single broker is working. So let's say if any read and write request comes, so it again a single broker. Brokers means you just assume it's a server. Okay, so broker means it's a server. So single server is there. Again the performance issue is there. But let's say if we are using multiple brokers or the servers, right, just to reading and writing into the multiple partitions. So here, let's say for an example, we have a two brokers, broker one and broker two. Okay, so if any request comes into the broker one, okay, so broker one will read or write the data into the partitions one and two, and broker 2 will read and write the data into partition 3 and 4. Okay, so now the load is almost equally distributed among the broker 1 and broker 2. Okay, so now there will be multiple partition strategy, so which Kafka has its own. So let's say here in the message, so Kafka messages which have the IDs, we are dividing based on their IDs. But let's say some messages which doesn't have any IDs. Okay, so Kafka will use the round robin mechanism to partition these data. Okay, and stored into the different partitions. So now the issue resolved, that how it handles the large volumes of data, right? So it stored the it divide the Kafka topic into multiple partitions. Okay, and then it puts the data into those partitions, and these partitions is stored in a different servers. Okay, so let's say P1 and P2, this partition is stored in broker 1, and P3 and P4 is stored in the broker 2. Okay, so let's go back to the questions which we have, right? So how Kafka handles the large volumes or highly scalable, right? So we know that we have divided the topic into a partitions. Okay, so we can handle the large volumes of data, and it's a highly scalable right now. Now the question, okay, so now let's go to the next question. How to read and write from the Kafka topic is the faster. So we have a multiple partitions. So now if request come into the broker one and broker two, so the reading and writing from the topics is the faster. Okay. So now another question, what if we use a single broker? Single brokers means again the scalability and performance issue. Okay, so same server has to be used for these read and write request. Now, if the single topic is consumed by multiple consumers, right? So let's say one consumer request comes. Now the one broker is fulfilling the request, right? So the another request has to be wait until the first request has to be completed. So the latency would be high. But right now we have multiple partitions and multiple brokers. So let's say first request come to the broker one, then it goes and it fulfill the request. Now another request comes, then the broker two will handle that request, and it will return the results to the consumer one. Okay, so now go to the how Kafka is highly available and fault tolerant. Means let's say if one broker or one server goes down, okay, then how Kafka will handle, or if so, let's go. Okay, so now let's go to the next topic is the Kafka replications. Replication means we are having a multiple copies of the same storage, okay, same partitions in a different brokers. So let's say right now we have two replicas of the same storage, replica 1 and replica 2. So in the replica one, the partition one and partition two is stored in the broker one, okay, and partition three and four is stored in the broker two, okay, and another replica two. So in the replica two, P1 and P2 is stored in the broker two, and P3 and P4 is stored in the broker one. Okay, so now let's say if broker one failed, or the server broker one failed, or the server goes down. Okay, so now let's say the request comes to write or read into the partition 1 and partition 2. Okay, so first it will come to the broker one, but broker one is not available. Okay, so now the request goes to the broker two. Okay, so first it comes to the broker two. So in the master, it just using the request to handle the P3 and P4, right? But it has the slave copy of the partition 1 and partition 2 as well, right? So the data is available for a partition 1 and partition 2 for the broker 2 as well in the replica 2, right? So it read or write the data from the replica 2, P1 and P2, and handle that case. So now let's say again some scalability issue or something happens. So here just example that we are just creating a two replica, but I mean we will create a multiple replicas across the regions where we are our servers are exist. Okay, so I mean, like that, it handles the fault tolerance. So let's say if the replica one is goes down, then or broker one failed. So even that case also, there is no impact on the production. Broker two or the server two will handle the request. So that's why it's a highly available and fault tolerant, right? So I hope it gives a clear picture on how the Kafka topic partition and Kafka topic replication works in the Kafka architecture.